Let's start sitting on our knees, and we're just going to warm up our necks a little bit. So go ahead and sit up nice and tall, shoulders down, reaching the crown of your head up. And we're just going to look over one shoulder, turning your gaze back behind you, back to center, turning over the other shoulder, and then each side one more time, moving nice and slowly. And when you're done, coming back to center. And then dropping your right ear towards your right shoulder, stretching out through the left side of your neck. Maybe finding a little bit of movement here, rocking your head back and forth. And then bringing your head up to center, dropping your left ear towards your left shoulder, stretching through the right side. And if it feels good, rocking your head back and forth. And then coming back up to center. And we'll come onto hands and knees. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And then inhaling to arch your back, open the front of your body, keeping your chest open, lift your chin, look up. And then on your next exhale, pressing your spine up toward the ceiling, rounding your back, tucking your chin, pulling your shoulder blades away from each other. On your next inhale, opening the front of your body. And exhale to open your back, moving between these two shapes. And after your next round, coming back to a neutral spine. And we'll step the right foot up, coming into a low lunge, reaching your arms up overhead. Take a big breath in here. And on the exhale, lengthening out that front leg, sweeping your arms back behind you. And if you find it hard to balance here, you can also just keep your hands on the ground when you're in this half split position. And then we're going to move between those two shapes. So on the inhales, we're going to come forward into the low lunge. And then exhale, coming back. Moving at the pace of your own breath. Choosing the arm variation that works best for you today. And next time your leg is lengthened, we'll go ahead and bring the left hand down to the ground. Reach your right arm up toward the ceiling, coming into a twist. And then keeping lots of length in that top right arm, we're going to arch it and sweep it towards the left front corner of your mat. So you're stretching out through your back and your right side. And then we're going to bring that arm right back up and do it one more time. And back up. And then go ahead and come back into your low lunge. And we're just going to switch sides. Left leg in front, low lunge, arms can be up. If you like that variation, if you prefer them down, you can do that as well. And then on an exhale, we're going to lengthen out that front leg. Sweep your arms back if you like that. And then moving between those two shapes at the pace of your breath, inhaling forward and exhaling back. And then the next time that you're back in the half split position, we'll meet there. Bring your right hand down towards the ground. Reach your left arm up toward the ceiling. And then keeping lots of length in your left arm, arching it, sweeping it down towards the front right corner, stretching out through your left side and back. Inhaling to lift your arm back up, and one more down. Good, and then we'll let that go. And we're going to just come forward into a cobra shape. So go ahead and just come onto your bellies to start. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Take a breath here. And then on your next inhale, we're going to lift the chest and shoulders up, arching in the back, keeping length in your spine, reaching out through the top of your head. Option here, if you want a bit of a deeper bend, tuck your toes under, lift your knees, so just your hands and feet are on the ground. Take a couple breaths here wherever you're at. And then press your hips back, taking a child's pose for just one breath. And then curling your toes under if they're not, lifting your hips up and back. Pressing your heels toward the ground, maybe pedaling your feet, alternating bending legs. And then when you're ready, making your way up to the top of your mat, coming into a forward fold. Letting your arms hang heavy. Letting your knees have a slight bend or a slight bounce. Letting your head hang loose. Maybe shaking it no and yes to help release any tension. And then on your next inhale, lifting up halfway to a long spine. Hold here for a breath. And then coming the rest of the way up to standing. From here, we're going to take a nice wide stance, wider than shoulder distance. And we're going to be coming into some twists. So we'll start by hinging forward at the hips, keeping a bouncy bend in your knees so they're straight but not locked. And then from here, we're going to reach the right hand towards the left foot. If it doesn't touch the foot, that's fine. You can touch anywhere else on the leg. And we're going to reach the left arm up toward the ceiling, looking up toward your left thumb. And then switch sides, left hand to right foot or leg, right arm up. And then going back and forth between the two at whatever pace you like. You can do as many or as few as you want. If you want to just hold on one side and then hold on the other, you can do that. And then after you've done both sides about equally, we're going to come down into a super wide leg Malasana. So bringing your hips and your seat down towards the ground, maybe pressing your palms together. And then this part can be a little bit tricky. We're going to slide to the left side. So we're coming down into a Skandasana, but you may need to adjust your feet a little bit, either widen or narrow the stance. You want that right foot to be or that right leg to be lengthened out to the side. So this low side lunge, bring your hands up in front of you, or you can keep them on the ground to help with balance. And then what we're going to do is we're going to slide over to the other side. So thinking about keeping your hips as low as you can keep them. If they come up, that's fine. So we're just getting this kind of deep hip movement. And then we're going to move back and forth between the two shapes. Oh, might get some pops in there. That's okay. As long as it doesn't hurt, it's okay to pop. I'm just doing a couple more of those, moving nice and slowly. And then when you're done, coming back to center and finding your way down onto your mat into a seat. You can come cross-legged or sitting on your feet, or if you want to lay down, you can do that as well. And we're just going to take a few minutes here to practice some meditation. So starting by letting your body start to settle. If there's any little movements you need to make, adjustments, go ahead and do that. However you need to move to get comfortable. And then when you're ready, if it feels okay, you can let your eyes close. If you want to keep them open, just finding something in front of you that's unmoving to look at. Letting your forehead soften, your eyes, your cheeks. Letting your jaw soften. Maybe your lips part or your teeth come away from each other. Noticing the depth of your breath, the speed. If your mind starts to wander, pulling it back. If you find yourself wanting something to focus on, something a little more tangible than your breath, just counting your breaths, picturing the numbers in your mind as you go. Taking long, slow, deep breaths as you check in with your body again, re-softening your jaw if it's tightened, softening your forehead and your eyes, noticing where your shoulders are. And then we'll end with one deep breath. So go ahead and empty your air first. And then we'll inhale, filling all the way up. And let it out. Thank you for joining me today, and have a beautiful rest of your day.